That's better. Playing the song Happy so we can be uplifted. I'm going to let it play for a few minutes. Hope you're all well. There's a couple of you on. Say hello. Let me know you're there. Give me your questions. I love questions. That's very, very important. Hi, Trish. Hi, Bella. You lot must get fed up with me, you know. Awana, nice to see you again. Well done for coming back. I obviously didn't put you off the last time. So remember to come on with your questions. I like a bit of participation if I can. Got lots to talk about tonight. Bella, you're a sweetheart. I love you. Oh, Anne-Marie, how lovely to see you. Thank you. It's all the makeup, you know. Oh, I hope I don't put you off. I love the fact that I do this every week and people keep coming back, which is wonderful. But I'm playing this song on purpose. We need to stay happy. We need to stay upbeat. We need to be as happy as we can. I wish I could sing it, but I can't. I'm still croaky. All the wind. Be happy. Join me and be happy. Love you, Anne-Marie. Gosh, we go back a long way, Anne-Marie. I can't remember. It's got to be 10 years. 10 years. Hello, Tina. Denise, how lovely to see you as well. I haven't seen you for a while. Angela. Lockdowns can be impossible, and I try to do my little bit to help. Okay, he says we got to clap along, so I love it. I love this song. Happy, 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 happy. Jenny! One more chorus and then we're going to go. Wendy, hello. Thank you, Bella. I got it from the Rocks Market. The Mouth of the South. I love that, Jenny. Let's fade this out. Oh, dear me. I do laugh at these things. I'm just gonna stop it. Okay, so how is everybody and how are you all coping, and how the devil are you? I want to know. Let me know how you are. Let me know what's going on in your world. Yes, Karine, it's lovely to see you on here. There are some difficult situations that we're in, but you know what? I play silly music all day and just fill my life with as much laughter and happiness as I possibly can. Hello, Sandra. Yes, the Rocks Markets are amazing. The Hofbrauhaus. Oh, that's where they sell the big German knuckles. They're amazing, aren't they? Gillian from Qatar. Yeah, the German beer house. That's exactly right. It's an amazing place. I love it there. I think the couple of times I've been there, I've been on my own, which is a bit sad because it's not the same. Now, I'm sure I missed something a little bit up there. Wendy. Oh, yes. Jenny has been named the Mouth of the South. Now, I think that is extremely rude. I hope you didn't get dragged out of that pub by your ankles. Yeah, the Rocks Market in Sydney. It's right on the edge of the city, and it is incredible. And they do a market there when we haven't got COVID. And I was there and I found this necklace, which Bella has just commented on. And it's one of those necklaces that doesn't get tangled, and you can put it in any formation you like, and it just opens at the end of the day. It is really, really lovely. So Awana, you've had a great meditation this morning and saw a beautiful yellow wavy lights. Oh, that's really lovely. Yes, Wendy's good. And that's very busy, and that's a good thing to stay busy, especially with all this that's going on. Okay. I love you too, Jenny. So I want to mention Jenny Doherty got called the mouth of the South by somebody at a church service the other day. In fact, it was probably yesterday. And I think that is extremely rude. If you know the person and you're well acquainted with somebody like I am, I could say Jenny's the mouth of the South. But if you don't know somebody, how dare you? How rude is that to say something like that? So, Jenny, I think you should have taken them to one side and given them an ear bashing, because I think that is extremely rude and not called for, and especially, you went all the way down there, and hello, Caroline. You went all the way down there and you did the service, and that's all the thanks and gratitude you get. Exactly, what a jerk. And it is really naughty to do that. And so I was doing a service yesterday with the lovely Simone, who worked with me. Oh, hello, Lynn. It's nice to see you. Simone and I did a service, and it was a 2-hour service. It was mighty long. Normally they're an hour and a half in the hall, but with COVID, the online services have been just over an hour. Oh, Jenny, I'm glad you actually said something to her. I think it's a bit rude that she said that. Anyway, this service yesterday was 2 hours long. So between Simone and I, we had to do the 2 hours. So they said they wanted a 15 to 20 minute address. So I did 15 minutes, and Sandra told me off and said it was too long. But I was asked to do a 15 to 20 minute address, which I did 15 minutes, which I thought was long enough. And then we had an hour to do the mediumship. And I must admit, I haven't worked alongside Simone as a one-on-one before, and I was so proud of what she did and how she did it, and the way she gave her evidence across. And it's really hard when you're sitting there watching somebody else who's doing so well and you feel so proud of them, because I just wanted to burst into tears with emotion. But it was amazing. And Lorraine, yes, glad she did it, Jenny. And we did a good job, and it happened to be it was so exciting because it happened to be, oh, thank you, Trish. She said it was fantastic. There happened to be a lady in there, and it was her 80th birthday, and she came in with all these balloons around her, so we got to sing happy birthday. Excuse me. And today on that Facebook page, which was Cheltenham Spiritualist Church, she came in and said she was so touched with the fact that everybody sang her and wished her happy birthday. So isn't that beautiful? You can do something special like that. So it is absolutely gorgeous. Jan, my favorite lady. Well, you're not my favorite lady, one of my favorite ladies, because I've got lots of favorite ladies. If I say you're my favorite, I'm going to get into trouble. So yes, this 80-year-old lady was just amazing yesterday. And what was lovely was the first message that we got was from a husband, and it was from her husband, and she said, oh, that one was the first of the three. so I said, well, he's obviously come to say happy birthday, and she was a bit taken aback by that. So anyway, it was rather lovely. So questions, let me have your questions, please. We had lots of questions last week, which were really great. Do you like my mug? This is my mug from South Wales, and that is the emblem of South Wales. And I call it my traveling mug because I travel everywhere with it. It always goes in my suitcase. So I've got lots of things I want to cover today. Aren't we excited about the Olympics? I haven't watched much of it, but I see the TV people, the news people, and you can't have it, Jenny. That's mine. You're either talking about my drinking mug or this mug. The daffodil, yes, Yakida boyo. So aren't we excited about I'm loving at the moment the TV presenters, and they come on and they say, we've won another medal. And they were just they're so excited and so happy. Thank you, Karin. That's lovely that you say that. But it is exciting to see the Olympics and everybody doing so well. And I'm batting for both sides at the moment, because I'm saying yay for Australia and yay for the UK, who are both doing really well. But I know that Australia is about fourth in the table. That was the last time I looked. So yeah, the equestrian things, how did they get those horses to do those amazing things? It's incredible. But you know, you watch the 4 years of training, the dedication that these people have put into their sport, and I was so disappointed that that lovely young man, he got through to a certain part and then he didn't get any further. Helen Eagleton is my cousin. Yakida boyo to you too. Now I'm going to go my hen lad van hadai and anoili miglad by the hantorion in wogion ovri. That's Welsh, and it's the Welsh national anthem. I've been talking to my sister about learning some more Welsh, so she's doing it, so I need to do it. Helen, you need to learn some Welsh, I reckon. Your dad would have been proud of you. Okay, so let me talk about some of the things I've got here. Super proud this week of my students and my class, and what's going on. Trish has just put up there, I should do another beginner session soon. And I'm going to, it's just that, I was just talking about you, Simone. You missed that, so I'll talk about that again. So this weekend, I have got a naming ceremony on Saturday night, and I've got a church service on Sunday night. So if I can fit a class in before that, now both of those things start at 7 o'clock. I believe. So I will double check that. I'm sure it's 7 o'clock. So if I can do a class between 4 and 6, then I can do a beginners and an advanced class on both Saturday and Sunday. But I will put it up on Facebook if I can work it. I keep saying yes and I can't say no. Jan, help me. Jan, help me, please. Jen and I and Jenny have a problem saying no to people. You know, if somebody say, can you, we say yes, but we need to learn to say no. So thank you. An excellent session by you and Simone yesterday. It was fantastic. I was just saying, Simone, that Jan, behave yourself. I was just, no, I know it says no. I was just saying, I was so proud to work with you yesterday, Simone. We've done, you know, church services with students on platform, but I've not worked with you at the level that you are at the moment. And it was just so wonderful to watch that level of evidence that you were giving and the way you were giving it as well. And I put my students under a lot of pressure because I put them on a time. So you can't just go blah, 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 and go on for 15 minutes as some people do, which is not right. So if you're in a public demonstration and people are wanting a message, you've got to think about everybody else out there. Now, the rule of thumb is 7 minutes for a message, but I'm bringing my students down to 5 minutes. And today in our practice class, I actually brought them all down to 3 minutes. And the audience that I had in there, I think we had about 8 or 9 audience participants today, and I think they were a bit blown away by the fact that, one, they got so many messages, but 2, the messages were within the 3-4 minutes. So it was brilliant, and in that 3-4 minutes, they gave the information about the communicator, the evidence about the communicator, they found their recipient, and they gave the message. So that for me is wonderful. And all I can say is how proud I am of all of you and what you achieve. Now, it was funny because Anna didn't come on today because Anna's got some things going on with her husband that she's setting up. And she rang me today, and I thought she was ringing me to say she was never coming to class again because I was such a bully, but she wasn't. And I said to her, I'm so sorry that I pushed you. I said, you were up there with the top of the students in the class. You listened to what I had to say, and you did it. And she said, I know. She said, I was so under the pump. I said, but you did it, and you did such a brilliant job. So putting people under pressure really, really does work. I know I've been put under pressure myself in the past, and although it's scary, it really makes you work harder. Yeah, it is good work, Wendy, and you know, just super proud of them all. We're going to miss you this week, Jan, because I know you're going to be away. Yes, you can always say, but you wouldn't say it at the moment, Jan. But you can't say yes. You've got to say no sometimes. Okay, so so proud of the students, and thank you, audience, for joining in, because it was just lovely to have new people that the students could practice on. I know we've got a class on Thursday as well, and we've got some new students, some new audio. Oh, I put my other teeth in. New audience members coming in, which is really, really lovely. So thank you for all of them. Now, we've got a couple of student dems. In fact, we've got a student dem every month to the end of the year with Nash, which is Jan and Nessie at Nash, which is New Addington Spiritual Healing Centre. They are an amazing group. They do such a lot for spirit, and they do so much above and beyond their call of duty, is what I would say. Yeah, and it is important, Lorraine, to be pushed out of your comfort zone and practice, and trust is super important. If you don't trust that spirit's there with you and you do that practice, you're not going to get anywhere. So Jenny and I, excuse me, and a lot of others on here, I've done the hard yards, and we've really, really worked super hard. So if you keep doing it, students, you're going to do a great job. It's a shame, Lorraine, that you're not doing online demonstrations, because we could do a couple with you, and maybe I can talk to you about that and see if we can do something with you down there. Hello, Lonnie, nice to see you as well. And you've got on Whoopi. Yes. So church dems, we're doing a couple of those coming up in the future. I've got Brisbane on next week, so if anybody's interested, I can let you have the links. I know we've got Newtown on tomorrow night, and we've got the lovely Janelle Campbell, who's our medium, and that's a combined Newtown and Wollongong Spiritualist Church, because we're now back into the online working. Nessie, I was just talking about you. Because of COVID, we can't do anything face to face, which is such a anyway. But I will be doing some dems with Jenny, Karen, and some others. But I need Jenny to give me some dates, and I need Karen to give me some dates. So please get your diary out. And yes, Kelly, I will be in Brisbane next week. Yay! Yeah, there was a big mix-up, and poor old Helen. I think, she got a bit confused. There's been some things going on in the background that people don't know about, and it's just thrown her completely. But I think she's back on track. So I'm the medium next week, whether you like it or not. And Jenny is actually the 19th of September. Anyway, information will be on my website as well when I get around to putting it on there. I've got some things that I've got to take off, because we've with COVID, we've had to take certain things off, which is such a shame. So Adelaide is cancelled yet again. I'm fingers crossed for Melbourne, because I'm hoping I can go. But the way we're going at the moment, it doesn't look like it. I think we might be in lockdown for a lot longer than we're actually saying at the moment. And yeah, Helen is a gorgeous person, Jenny, you're right. And the naming ceremonies I've mentioned through Nash as well. So I'm actually a reverend. So I'm Reverend Val, and as a result of that, I can do weddings, funerals, and naming ceremonies. And a naming ceremonies, for those that don't know, is like a christening, and you get your spiritual name. And I've got one on Saturday night with Nash, and it is a very moving and a touching celebration. I did one a couple of months ago. In fact, oh my gosh, it was last year. And we were all in tears. I was in tears, but it was just lovely. So if anybody is interested in that, please let us know. And Jan's just saying we need to have another one before the end of the year, because she's already collecting names. So the one for Saturday is full, but we're looking at names for that. Yeah, Kelly, if you're interested, let me know, and we can get you on there. And it's lovely, because I literally connect to spirit and ask, okay, I've got Kelly McAlpine, her date of birth is, can you please give me a spirit name for her and the meaning to that spirit name? And it is just so lovely, and you get a certificate and everything. So anyway, so let's talk about mediumship. There's the song, Let's Talk About Something, and I can't remember what the words are. Do you know what? It is Patricia Crease. Lovely to see you, Patricia. I don't think I've seen you on here before, but it's really lovely to see you. Questions, if you've got any questions, let me know, and that is important. Jan said she loves her name. Absolutely love it, and she's getting up early. And Jan, remind me of your name, but I can't remember. I think it was Sunrise or something, or I can't remember. Yeah, Caroline, it is beautiful, and it is a lovely ceremony. So if anybody's interested, please let me know. So mediumship is morning sunrise. That was what we got for you. And it was funny because I actually went down to the beach that morning to watch the sunrise. And as I sat there, the spirit told me I had to go down there. And that's where I got Jan and Nessie's name from. So yeah, put your question down, Tess, and I will try to answer it. If I don't know the answer, I'll put it out there and see if anybody else knows. So mediumship. It's the most natural thing in the world. Some people still think it's Dolores. Oh, that's an unusual name, Jenny, but then most of the spirit names are unusual. So let me just finish with this a little bit now. Okay, Lonnie, just send me a message and I will, I should write these down. Let me write these down. So Lonnie and it was, Roy gave it to you. That's really lovely. Kelly. So I'm making a name of anybody that wants a spiritual name, and I will let you. I will be in touch with you. Okay, so spiritualism or mediumship is the most natural thing in the world. We're all born with the ability to connect to spirit and to heal. The big bad world takes over and pushes it away, or you get people who say, "Oh, don't talk about such rubbish. It's all made up, and it's not for real." I will give you a date for the next one, Jan. Stop pushing me. So know that it is the most normal thing in the world, and I love it. I'm going to talk about children in a little while, but I love it when children are just so normal and so accepting of spirit being around them. I just love that. My own children were. So I've got here, train yourself to allow your psychic abilities to work for you. So use them, ask them to work with you, ask them to help you. I forget sometimes, and then I go, okay, what am I missing? Give it to me, because they tell me that they're around, and I'm writing all these names down. I'm writing all these names down and getting confused. I know when spirit are telling me something and I've missed it, because I get the most terrible irritation in my ears. And then when I've eventually gone, okay, yes, what are you trying to tell me? Okay, and I pay attention. So it is really, really important for those of you that believe this and want to do this work, pay attention. And your signs could come in so many ways. It could come as orbs, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. It could come that pressure in your ear. It could be, I'm seeing things out of the corner of my eye. I keep seeing feathers. I keep hearing voices. I keep smelling things. And you just go, what is it? What is it? So ask them to give you their sign, and then listen and pay attention. Talk to your loved ones. That's the most important thing to do. They're with you. They're there. They're always around you. And, when they were with you, when in the physical, they used to help you. They used to guide you. They used to show you the ways that they loved you, and it could have been a smack on the bum. That's showing you that they loved you because you've done something you shouldn't. But the hugs and the cuddles and that sort of thing. Yep, Angela, I've got you. And so we need to just pay attention to those love. I love it when spirit comes so close to me, because it feels like I've just had the most giant hug. And I know people are probably fed up with me saying that, but I absolutely love it. I ask them to step in, and it's like they just envelop me, and I just feel that most amazing hug, and it's like goosebumpy all over. And just ask them to step forward. Just ask them, and know that you're protected and safe because you're going to put that intention out anyway. I've talked to you about that before, but just say, okay, Dad, if you're here, please will you step forward, and please can I feel you around me? Tess, don't forget your question. I'm looking out for it. Okay, so work with your intuition as well, which is the same as your psychic abilities, and drop your guard. Don't be scared. Don't be frightened. Just let them work with you, because they certainly want to work with you. Okay, what are we here for? What's our soul purpose? Have you actually ever thought about that? What is your purpose for being here? Because we signed a contract. I loved that when I read Carolyn Miss's books, and she said that we've signed a contract with the spirit world, that we were coming into this world, this lifetime, to fulfill a mission, and we've got to pay attention to what the contract was. So I'm not sure what mine was. It was probably to come here and be beaten around the ears 1,000,000 times every day, because it feels like that sometimes. But Jan, I'm making a note of all the people who are asking for the naming as well. So I think by the time we get there, we're going to be full for the next one. Okay, so yeah, I often think about my soul purpose, and I know that for me, it's taken a long time to work it out. I thought it was to be a musician and to be able to communicate with the world that way. But all my musical training and my singing and playing in orchestras has helped me to orchestrate what I'm doing here with you guys. So it's exactly the same. I'm pulling people together. I'm talking to people. I'm making myself present. I'm making myself known to all of you out there, and so I feel that my purpose in life is to do as much good as I possibly can and help as many people as I possibly can. And however I do that is up to me on the day. You know, whether it's healing, whether it's asking if you want a naming ceremony, whether I want to invite you onto my my live to give me a question, or whether I just give you a giant hug, or whether I bring your relatives through, or whether I send the healing thoughts out to you. Hello, Bobby, nice to see you. But you know, Jan's purpose is to say no. I love that. So think about, what do you think your life purpose is? And what are you here on this earth for? But whatever it is, it's something mighty special, because we're not sent here for nothing. We're sent here for a reason. And, you know, even the people that are here for short periods of time, I think those people are here to give lessons to other people, and make other people think about life, their lives, what happens, why were they here for such a short time. So Helen's just put up, when we were in Melbourne preparing for our house sale, there was a white feather in the lounge. We went to visit Paul in Phillip Island, who's my cousin, and the feather somehow got inside my clothing and came with us. I realized this when we got home. So what was it, Helen? Who was it? What was the message? And that's what you have to realize, you know, and you just have to say, thank you. And I just love that. You know, I walk on the beach most days, and people know that because of my pictures. Sorry. Nessie's purpose is to play silly music. We love that purpose, Ness, because you choose such classics. Jan plays mad music. And Tina's laughing. So, you know, what was the purpose of the feather, Helen? I know what the purpose was. And it was, you know, I think it was your dad and your mum saying, it's right for you to move on. It's right for you to go to a new home. And it's right for you to let your home go. And I know that your mum and dad would have been a big part of that home, and big memories as far as the house was concerned. Okay, so we've got that. Now, did you know, or have you heard of the Halls of Records? Has anybody heard of the Halls of Records? I'll wait for you to tell me. Tess, I still haven't seen your question. I'm hoping I haven't missed it. So Halls of Records. Halls of Records are where you go, Angela says yes, where there is literally a record of everything and anything, yes, and it's where the Akashic records are held. So it's everything and anything that has ever been in our world, whether it's past, present, or in the future. Bobby's found a beautiful white feather on Saturday. That's brilliant. And look at, what does it mean? What does it mean? And it must mean something for you. I used to collect feathers until I got bird mites in my home, and I had feathers everywhere, in my car, everywhere. So the Hall of Records, I know when I was first doing, and please excuse my voice again, it'll go eventually, I'm sure, but when I first started my mediumship development, I used to travel at night time. So I would do the astral traveling. I didn't understand what that was all about. But my spirit, when my physical body goes to sleep, and the same happens with you, your physical body sleeps, and I'll come to that in a second, Tess. So your physical body goes to sleep, but your spirit doesn't. So your spirit travels into the spirit realms to be with the people that it needs to be with. So it can be with your loved ones. So if you wake up in the morning and think, oh, I had a great dream of my dad last night, you weren't dreaming of him, you were with him. So pay attention to your dreams and the people that are in your dreams, because that is very, very important. And I had two little boys that I talked to about spirit, and they were only about 7 and 8, I think, something like that. And they talked to me about their visit to the Hall of Records. And they said it's a great big place, dome place, which is what I remember. And I remember it was many, many levels. But you didn't have to great, Oana, that's really wonderful. And Bobby, that's fantastic, because that means that spirit's working with you. So pay attention. If you're going to and traveling to and visiting the halls of records, then there's more going on. There's more learning, more teaching going on for you from the spirit world. So I remember it as being a big dome-shaped, white, enormous place. And if I thought of, I wanted to be looking at a certain book, I'd be there, and you would just float. And there were people there. And you don't know how you got to the different levels. And then this little boy said to me, he said, you just think yourself to the next level. And he said, it's just like going through marshmallow floors. I loved it. And it was just beautiful. And he said, the people there are cloaked. So they've got cloaks head to foot. They don't have any feet, and they don't have any faces. And I said, does that frighten you? And he said, no, they're really kind. They won't hurt me. But he said, they take you to various places and they guide you to where you need to go to find out what you need to find out. And I thought, from a 8-year-old, that was just incredible. But marshmallow floors just seemed quite wonderful and quite meaningful to a child. So today I was talking to somebody who sent me a video of her little girl, who's not quite 2, I believe, who is seeing spirit, and there's lots of spirit around her. And the video she sent me was her playing today, and she was running around and play. She was so happy. And you should have seen the orbs. They were flying everywhere. It was amazing. And I said, yep, that's all your family in the spirit world letting you know that they're around her, and interacting with her, because she knows that they're there, because she's got her imaginary friends. And even though she can't speak properly, she's letting her mum know that she's got her imaginary friends. And it doesn't matter that you only get some images, Oana, because yeah, it is like a giant infinite cathedral. That's a great way of describing it. And Gillian says, I've been there on a deep meditation once. Yeah, okay. Let me go back to Tess's question. My question was, feelings can't come only one-sided in spirit. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means, Tess, so you might have to explain that a little bit more. Feelings can't come only one-sided. I'm not sure what you mean, so please let me know a little bit more in detail. Yeah, astral traveling is lovely, and first when you do it, it's a bit scary, but then when you realize what's actually happening, it is wonderful. So Gillian said she stood in the middle of the floor under the dome and a huge light beamed down on me. It was surreal. Absolutely. And do you know, isn't it wonderful that you are invited? Okay, so Tess, I'm just going to work this out. So if you've got somebody that you want to talk to in the spirit world, of course you can put a one-sided question to that person, and then if you listen, pay attention, and look at things that happen around you, you're going to get your answer. So put a question out to your spirit loved ones, like, if you're around me, can you show me a feather? Or if you're around me, can you knock on the wall? And then you can just, oh, my nose is itching. That means spirit is so close to me. I love it. But put questions out there where they can answer you, and they can give you some sort of answer, like a feather, a knock on the wall, or even, you know, if you're really there, can you just tug my hair? And don't be frightened by that. I know when spirit first came that close to me, it was quite scary for me because I didn't understand. Now I understand, and I go, okay, I know you're touching me. I can feel it. I can feel you pulling my hair. I can feel you tapping the top of my head. It is wonderful. Yeah, somebody you love, you just talk to them and you just say, I need you to be there, and can you please show me that you're there by doing, and maybe put that intention out to them about what you want them, or how you want them to show that they're there, how you want them to present themselves, because you don't want them jumping out from the woodwork or from behind a door, because that'll frighten the life out of you. So put the intention out, and this is how we work with spirit as well. We put the intention out about how we want them to work with us, and you do exactly the same if you want your spirit loved ones to show themselves and let you know that they're around. It's simple. It really is simple. I think people try to overcomplicate all of this stuff, and I think that is wrong. Anyway, so back to children. Many years ago, I love it with kids because kids have got no inhibitions, and for them it is the most natural thing in the world. My children grew up knowing, I can't talk tonight, I don't know what's the matter with me. My children grew up knowing that spirit was around them. My eldest son was 4, and he had the lady that used to come and visit him from the light in his ceiling. Now I didn't question him. I asked my mum about it because at the time I wasn't doing this work. So I talked to mum, and she said, he's either seeing, making it up, or he's hallucinating. So she said, oh, wait until he mentions it again and then ask him. Well, I couldn't wait. So I just said, you know, who's this lady? But I heard him talking to one of his friends in the street about it. So he said, she comes from the light in my ceiling. She just holds my hand and talks to me. So I said, does she frighten you? And he said, no. He said, she just talks to me and holds my hand. So I said, well, what does she say to you? And he said, she just asks me questions and listens to me. And I said, well, can you describe her? And he described absolutely to the letter how myself and my siblings have seen my grandmother, which is Helen's grandmother. Helen, if you're on there, we've all seen Nana in a certain way, always in orange, and always with her grey streak, which she had, like they call it the Malin streak. But this 4-year-old described her in the colour orange and with that grey streak in her hair. So there was absolutely no doubt in my mind that my grandmother was the one who was talking to my son. My middle son was 28 or 27 when he first saw spirit, and he was in a foreign country, and he was new and a new job, and he was sick, and he hadn't any friends. He was homesick, and it was really funny because he rang me, or he messaged me, emailed me, and said he was telling me this whole story. He said, I came home from work feeling really, really under the weather. I went to bed, and he said, I got up to go to the loo, and he said the front door was open in his apartment. So he said he shut it, went in the bathroom, came out, and the front door was open. So he shut it and sat on the bed thinking, what on earth is happening? And then the television switched itself on and off about 3 times. And then, so I rang him and I said, so what do you think it is? And he said, probably Granddad. And I said, and why is he there? Because I'm lonely and I'm homesick and I'm not feeling very well. Okay. Are you okay? Yes. And he put the phone down. So, and he's never spoken to me about it since then. And he's the scientist. So, you know, this is the most taboo thing for him. Anyway, he's probably going to be very angry with the fact that I've made this public. Hopefully he doesn't come on and listen to this. Anyway, and then my daughter was 2, and it was so lovely because we used to have Boyfriend and Lizzie and an unknown little girl that used to come everywhere with us. So Boyfriend was very naughty and used to sit on the dashboard in the car when we went for car rides. Lizzie had to have a seatbelt on. When they come to the supermarket, they sat in the seat, and I had to have a trolley with a seat for them. And it was just hilarious because when she got older, I'd say to her, you know, are they still here? Yes. And then when she got to 13 and I said, are they still around? And she said, you know they're there. I know they're there. Don't talk about it anymore. So it's quite interesting because I know now that her little girls have also got spirit around them. But I think they're going to be a bit wary about talking about it. Anyway, I'll work on that one. Don't tell them. Okay, so... And the other thing I was going to say, I actually did a workshop many years ago. I think it was in about 2000. I did a workshop. I was asked to do a workshop for children between the ages of 8 and 16. It was phenomenal. And why it was phenomenal was because of the fact that they didn't question anything. I put them in a black cabinet, which was there. And this is where a lot of people do trance work and transfiguration work. And they sat in the cabinet and they could see spirit as clearly as they were looking at me. And I was so in awe of the fact that, hello, Lenny, I was so in awe of the fact that they were seeing all this stuff and I couldn't. And yeah, it was just amazing, just amazing. So kids are wonderful because, you know, if you could catch them before the big bad world takes over, then, you know, we could get some amazing mediums. I know I'm going to talk about a book in a minute, which is by Estelle Roberts, and she had spirit working with her from the age of 7, same as me. And she pushed it away, same as me, because she was frightened, same as me. And I hear that story so many times. You know, I grew up not being able to speak about it because I thought everybody would think I was crazy. Yes, I am, I know, but I don't care anymore what anybody thinks about me. But then my mum was working within a mental health hospital, and she used to come home and tell us about, you know, the people that got locked up in padded cells and strapped up because they heard the voices in their head. And you can imagine, as a little girl hearing that, I was absolutely terrified. Anyway, okay, Jenny, yes, Trisha's just said I'm learning to say no to that question. Live stream loved and shared, thank you. What subjects are we delving into tonight? We're covering all sorts of things as normal. Lenny, listen, Jenny, you can be the mouth of the South. We don't care. We love you. We love you. We love you. What we love is the fact that you speak your mind. Now, I know I had you on my live the other day, and I'm going to get you on again because we actually were so open with what we had to say. We didn't pull any punches. We just said what we had to say and what we didn't like and what we did like. So and being me is important, and that goes for me. Being you, Jenny, is important. Anyway, okay. Questions. I need questions. So I'm going to talk about the books because I know we're running out of time and blah blah. I've taken all the names for the naming for the next one. Yeah, we love you, Jenny, exactly as you are. Isn't that a saying out of Bridget Jones? She heard Mr. Darcy say, I love you just the way you are. And she was so in awe of that. So Jenny Doherty, we love you just the way you are. Okay, books. Now people ask me what books, and I put a list up last week. This is an amazing book, and it's called Estelle Roberts' My 50 Years a Medium. Now, Estelle Roberts was born in 1889, died in 1970, so she was 81 years of age when she died. she was one of the foremost, four leaders, forerunners in mediumship. She had a guide called Red Cloud that worked with her. Her story is amazing. As I've said, she had spirit with her from the age of 7, but pushed it away, and so did her family because they didn't understand it. And then it came back to her. She got married once and tried, and it didn't happen, and then got married the second time, and then the mediumship started with her. And I think I read somewhere this morning that she was around about the age of 50 before things really took off for her. So yeah, and it's funny how with a lot of mediums, their path is very similar. You know, you come in, you go out, you come in, you go out, you learn, you walk away. And that's what I've done. That's what Jenny did. But, you know, if you've got great teachers that are working behind you, they'll keep you going and they won't allow you. Or no, it's not that they won't allow you. They will keep you enthused enough that you will keep working for spirit, because working for spirit is the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to ever do. Karine has just asked for Jenny and I to come back again. So Jenny, we'll have to book you in. Okay, the other book that I don't have a picture of here is a book called Signs by a lady called Laura Lynn Jackson. And that was, we were talking about signs earlier on. So that's actually quite an interesting one to follow on with what I was talking about. And Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Love, Pray, writes lots of books, which I absolutely adore her writing. And she wrote The Signature of All Things. And there was another one as well, Connections, I think it was called. But anyway, she's written another one, and it's called Big Magic, and it's about spiritual abilities and using those connections. So that's a good one. Now, the author of the books that I'm about to talk to is actually coming on my live next week. It's a lovely, lovely gentleman who I met. I can't even remember how we met. It was some years ago. We've become very, very good friends. His name is Barry Eaton. Now, he has written books about spirit. And so this one, the first one, was called The Afterlife, which is about the afterlife. And there are so many stories in there, real life stories about things which are fascinating. I think they're fascinating. And then he did a follow-up book, which I helped him with part of, which is called No Goodbyes. And trust, Gillian, trust. I'll talk about that in a second. No Goodbyes, which is a follow-on from The Afterlife. And again, there are lots of examples that he gives of, you know, things that he's experienced and people that he's talked to, a lot of experiences of his own. So there's lots of things about reincarnation. And there's a new book that he's written that is called, hold on, I've got it here, Past Lives Unveiled. Now, I don't have a copy of that book, but he is sending me one. And Barry is brilliant because he used to be an ABC presenter many years ago. And he's got one of those chocolate melts in your mouth voices. It's just beautiful. And he's done a lot of work with a lot of different people. And it says, oh yeah, ABC Broadcasting, TV. He's worked for TV stations and blah, blah, blah. So a really, really special chap who's become a very good friend of mine. So he's on next week. So that should be interesting. I have to watch my P's and Q's, although I think he's good for a laugh. So Jenny, I'm going to get you back on. And then the week after, I've got Martin Colclough, who's going to be on Newtown Spiritualist Church's church service. So yeah, keep an eye out and come on to the next lot of shows that I'm doing. I really enjoy doing all of these. I love that. I love the fact that so many people come on after the event, and that is quite special as well. You know, some people don't actually get to see it live, but they go in and look at some of them, and some of them get really big viewing numbers, and some of them don't, and that's fine. But they're all on YouTube if anybody wants them. But they're all on my Facebook page, the Val Hood Evidential Medium page as well. So Gillian just asked a question: how do you tell the difference between the voices in the heads as in schizophrenia, and spirit speaking to them. Well, when you're doing this work, you have to trust. And I know that when I first started, it was so hard for me to discern between, is it me? Is it them? Am I making it up? Is that something I'm just remembering from last week, or that person, or whatever? And this is where, when you work with spirit, you have to trust. Do you know, I've got somebody here that's got a little finger that's missing. It's really funny because somebody has just drawn me to, if anybody understands this, let me know. But my little finger just suddenly disappeared off my hand for some reason or other. Okay, so Gillian, just remember that it is about trusting. And if you're putting the intention out, and I've said this to you before, if you want to work with spirit and you want to work with spirit in a way that is comfortable and you're feeling safe with it, you need to put the intention out. You say, I'm working with you in this way. Don't do anything horrible. I've got my nice little bubble around me, which means that only the nice guys can come and talk to me. And then you just know, because you put that intention out, that is going to happen. So Tina's got a question. If you are to trust, but when doing the reading, your information's wrong, how do you keep your confidence up when you want to hide? I know you did this and pulled your jumper up in the week, but do you know what? That's confidence, Tina, and you have to learn that trust. Listen, I still get it wrong, but now, because of the confidence that I've got, and I know 100% that I'm working with spirit, I say, okay, I've got that wrong, and I go instantly back to spirit and say, give it to me in a way that I'm just flawed. Give it to me in a way that I will understand it, but give it to me in a way that my recipient will understand it. And it always works. Wendy, her dad had fingers missing. Your dad must be with me, Wendy. I'm asking him to put my fingers back because that was just incredible. I was literally there. Kat, now I have written a book, which is not in publication anymore, but I am working on 2 books. And the other morning, Spirit woke me at 3 o'clock in the morning to say, you've got to write another book. So the 2 books, the first 2 books are about my work, and the third book is going to be fiction. And I went, I don't write fiction. And they said, yes, you are. So I've got to try and discipline myself. So I've got to pretend that I'm on the... I've got to pretend that I'm on a desert island and there's nobody around me, so I can get the books written. So anytime, Tina, any questions you've got to ask, let me know. And Wendy, if your dad, my finger's still numb, if your dad is around you and here, then there must be a reason for that, and you must pay attention. Now, I know I did a reading for Wendy in the week, and you sent me the most beautiful message today, Wendy, and I'm so grateful for anybody that responds after I've given them a reading. And I'm sure your dad would have been one of the people that came through. So there's his confirmation that he knows about that message that you sent me today. So that is just pure magic, absolutely pure magic. Bella's going to proofread for me. Thank you, Bella. You might get fed up with it and you might throw it in the bin. Yes, you missed a lot, Jenny. Learn to say no and they'll be written in no time. Oh, Lorraine. Yes. Do you know what? I've actually configured my week. So I'm doing my work apart from Monday morning and Monday night. So it's live Monday night, Monday morning class, Thursday night class. And then Saturdays and Sundays is when I do my extra classes or my church services. Apart from tomorrow night, which is once a month, which is Brett's church. So that then gives me the rest of the week to actually knuckle down and get these books written. So I'm trying, I promise, but I need some positivity being sent my way, because I've actually got a publisher who said, yes, they're going to publish. Hello, Angela, lovely to see you. So you can't turn down an opportunity with a publisher, because apparently at the moment it's like gold dust finding a publisher. So, okay, I'm excited about doing the books, because yeah, I've added to what I did originally, made it into 2 books, and now number 3's got to come. We've been invited back to work on here together, Jenny, because everybody enjoyed it so much. And the fact that when we finished that night, we said we've still got such a lot to talk about, so we can give people another knock, and just try and let people know there's rights and wrong ways of doing this stuff, and know that we've done the hard yards. We want to keep doing this. We want to keep seeing people do it properly, correctly, and in the name of spirit, not in the name of the psychic and the head. Okay, and I was talking to my students today. Get out of your head. You're in your head. So Jenny, I've got to give you a date, and we've got to be. We say what other. Yeah, absolutely. We say what others think about, but afraid to say. And do you know what? After all this time, I'm actually not frightened to say these things, and I know you're not either, Jenny. Ronwin, how lovely to see you. Thank you. We need a lot of positivity. Tina's got another question. Can you have an archangel as a spirit guide? Well, of course you can. Your spirit guides could be your loved ones. They could be your guardians, your archangels, your angels. Could be anybody. So they don't have to have a title. Somebody told me from the spirit world many, many years ago, we don't have to give them a name. We don't need to know who they are. We just need to know that they're there and that they're working with us. So that's good. The weather here at the moment, Angela, is beautiful. We have got rain occasionally at night time. We've got the warm, sunny days. So we're very, very lucky at the moment. I love winters over here because they're not like winters in the UK. And Jenny's just said it's how we put this work across. And you know what? I've got to tell you this. Somebody was telling me today, and it was actually Barry. I was talking to Barry about coming on next week. And he was saying that he had a young lady came up to him a short while ago, and she was beside herself. And he said, "What's the matter?" And she said, "I've just been given a reading by a psychic who told me that I'm going to die by the time I'm 19. And she says I'm 18. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, if you hear of anybody that says anything like that, Jenny Doherty and I want to know about it, because we're going to name and shame those people, because it is absolutely disgusting, irresponsible, unfathomable, and it is just so wrong and disgusting. Absolutely, Jenny. I think I've told you this before. A man went to a psychic for a reading. She told him that he'd had blood tests. He said yes, and she said, unfortunately, the blood tests are going to come back and you've got something really grotty going on. So he went away and committed suicide. The next day, his blood test results came back, and they were clear. It just does not bear thinking about. And that's a true story that I was told from a friend of mine. It was a friend of hers that this happened to. So, yeah, please, if you hear of anybody that says anything like this, tell us, because we will name and shame them. And I'm not frightened to, and I know Jenny is certainly not. All your loved one's going to come back as an animal. Jenny heard somebody say that yesterday. It is not true. It is not true, because the reason that's not true is I've been told that an animal spirit and a human spirit are on different levels. So we can't go down, we can only go up. And the same as animals, they work their way through the animal realms, and we work our way through the human realms until we get to, all of us, to the spirit realm, where then we're all together. So, oh my gosh, there is so much rubbish that is out there, and it is shocking to hear. So, Oana, you've just asked, how do you train to become a medium if you have that calling? Well, I reckon all of us have that calling, and all you need to do is to find yourself a good teacher. Sorry, I teach. And if you want to find out anything about my teaching, or if I can direct you to somebody else, let me know. My information, I'm going to put my information up for you so you can have a look. So there's my information on the screen now. So a lot of information about me, all my details, but there's my email address as well. So if you need to write to me, please do. Bella, we're getting the pitchforks out. You're right, and it is atrocious, Trish. You're right. So Lisa Kasher is saying she's finding it hard to commit to her spiritual studies. What can I do to help? So what spiritual studies are you doing, Lisa? And maybe they're not the right spiritual studies for you to be doing at the moment. So answer me that question. So Deborah Ann Usher, my mother in her late 30s was told she would die when she was 75. And that has stayed in my mind all these years. My mum turns 75 next year. Do you know what, Lisa, Deborah, take it with a pinch of salt, because your mum will live until her contract is up. And your mum's contract will be up when she knows it's up. And if your mum is fit and healthy and is looking after yourself, then I don't see that she's going anywhere. So please just take those thoughts out of your head. Because, do you know, I was talking to Barry about this today. It stops you getting on with your own life. It stops you leading a normal life, because you've got those worries in your head. Am I going to be here tomorrow? Am I going to be here tomorrow? None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. We all know that. So we've got to make sure that today we live the best we can, to the best of our ability, the biggest way we can. So all the rubbish that is put out there, please just send it away. Don't even go there. Okay, Ronwin has been one of my students, and thank you for that, Ronwin. And Lorraine, it is rubbish that the psychics are spouting, and it gives the likes of us, the good ones that are on here, a bad name. And as you can hear, I get so pretty hot under the collar about this. It is just disgusting. No, Awana, I don't do advanced courses only. I do a mixed ability class online, and then once a week, which will be this weekend coming up, I'm doing a beginners and an advanced class, which is only 2 hours, but it's just a taster. So please go and have a look. So learning to do oracle cards and tarot cards, I am a Reiki master. Brilliant that you're a Reiki master, because you're a healer. Do you need to do oracle cards or tarot cards? I've never done anything like that before, but I'm a Reiki healer. I'm a spiritual healer. I'm a hands-on healer. I worked out many years ago that the healing, I thought, was my path. And when I got told I couldn't do readings for people because the people were connecting, I thought, I can't do healing. So I stepped away and just did mediumship training. And maybe, Lisa, you should be doing some mediumship training and put your cards on the back burner for the minute, and then come back to them at a later date. That's my thoughts on it. I've done spiritual training, and it was so intense. My CSNU, which was the Certificate of the Spiritual National Union, through the Spiritual National Union in the UK, and it was super hard. And I started and walked away from it, and then I came back to it many years later. I thought maybe it was something like that, but it obviously means, Lisa, that your oracle cards are not right for you. So just walk away and maybe have a look at what I'm doing or what other teachers are doing. And if you need some guidance as to teaching, I can help you. Even if it's not me as a teacher, I can help you. So Lorraine said, my mum was told that she'd die in her early 80s, and she was 93 when she died. See, that says it all. Yeah, golden nugget style. Yeah, put your cards on the table. Absolutely. Put your cards on the table and don't use them. I think, you know what, Lisa, that's an interesting one. I'd love to bring mediumship into my healings. I get names sometimes, silhouettes while doing Reiki. I have had mediumship experience. Do you know, that's why I walked away from healing, because I was getting spirit people coming so close to me, and they were for the people that I was giving healing to. And I remember one day, there was this little old man, and he just lost his wife, and he was coming in because he was devastated, and he wanted, you know, he wanted healing, and he wanted to know that his wife was still with him, and he wanted to know his wife was okay. And there she was standing there, and I couldn't talk to her because I'd been told that when you were doing healing, you were not allowed to connect to spirit. So I asked my teacher this afterwards, and she said, no, definitely no, definitely no. So I stopped doing healing after that, because this little old man's needs were greater. To talk to his wife, that need was greater than for him to have healing. But healing is a reading. A reading is healing. It's all part of the same thing. Do you know, I absolutely love it. And Wendy will vouch for me. You know, you come for, and other people will vouch as well, you come for a reading feeling like, and you're really upset or unhappy because you've just lost a loved one. How do I cope? How do I get on with life? Bella will absolutely vouch for me on this one. I don't know what to do with my life. And Bella said I saved her life. And it wasn't me that saved her life. It was spirit. And Wendy's saying the same. It was spirit. Spirit are there going, my loved one needs help. I need somebody to give her that message. Please, please, please give her the message. And I know at the end of both of those readings, oh my goodness, the feeling, the emotion was just fantastic. And to be able to bring that through to somebody is the most magical thing in the world to do. That is the biggest healing ever. So readings are healing is reading. It's all the same thing. And if you can prove to somebody that their loved one's there because they've seen this, they've watched you doing certain things, or they bring through what I call the golden nugget. You know, how do you know that about my loved ones? That's what we're looking for. And absolutely, Karine. I know Karine has had a reading as well. And Bella cried her heart out when we finished. I've cried so many times giving readings, during readings, before readings, because I can feel the emotion of somebody. I remember, that just reminded me, I went and had a lie down when I was doing readings in the UK one day. And this cheeky man sat on the edge of my bed, and I went, oh, who are you? And he said, I'm the husband of the lady that's coming next time. And the emotion from that was amazing. I'm on fire, by the way. That's good, spirit are so close. Anyway, I went down and did my reading, and there, yes, it was her husband. And he was so cheeky. And the way he came through, she was just so overwhelmed with emotion. And that's what we've got to do. Simone says, I cry too. It's so we, the medium, are the bit in the middle. We're the telephone exchange. Do you remember the old-fashioned telephone exchanges where you've got, oh, Mrs. Jones, I've got a call for you. Just let me connect you. And then they plug you into the telephone exchange. That's what we are. We're the bit in the middle. So we've got you out there for your wanting the reading, and the spirit world that want to connect, and it all hits us in the middle. And that's why we as a medium get so emotional about the whole process of doing a reading. It is phenomenal. I know Trish put something up a couple of weeks ago about the reading that I did for her, and that was brilliant, with stag horns and all sorts of things, and the smell of toasted crumpets. I've just been brought that back. So, you know, and I can hear it in my own voice, and Jenny is the same. You know, when we get so passionate about doing this work, and it is just so wonderful, but it is just as enjoyable for us as it is for the recipient receiving on the other end. And it makes your hair stand on end, or you go goosebumpy, as I said, because they come so close to you, and you feel as if they just become you, and you're talking as them, you know, and you're doing their animations and their body language and their words. And that is just fabulous. Okay, I'm missing a few questions. I became very emotional when I had my mediumship experience. Please, Lisa, talk to me, email me, and I'll help you. Yeah, Wendy, I used to do that too. And oh dear, my voice is going. Personal issues depend on what they actually are, but Lenny. Gillian's just said that tarot, mediumship classes have helped her with her tarot readings. Oh dear, dear, dear. And she now incorporates both. This is when I wish I had somebody else here with me and they could help me. Lorraine, you need to remember readings aren't set in stone. Absolutely, they're not set in stone, especially when idiot psychics give you idiot messages. Yeah, we all get emotional. I remember crying when I did class. Yeah, that always happens when you're doing classes. I know the number of times when I've been doing readings in class. And yes, we just, it is the emotion, and it is wonderful for you to feel that emotion of the spirit person, whether you're a beginner or whether you're like myself 30 years down the track, and like Jenny, we still get emotional about the whole thing. So oh dear, sorry. Okay. I could talk about that all night, as you know, and Wendy said, love your enthusiasm. I think for Jenny and I and a lot of other people on here, it's it's more than enthusiasm. It's a way of life. So we become so passionate about what we do, and then we become so passionate about what others do when they do it wrong. Karin, thank you. Jenny and I would agree, we're simply the best. I'm trying to breathe, Bella, but I'm trying to talk at the same time. But yeah, and this is what happens when I get passionate. I cry, I can't talk, and I just get really hot, and I've become very, very hot. So spirit's so close to me. But know that your loved ones are around you at all time, and all you have to do is to just say, can you talk to me? Can you let me know you're around? Can you show me this way that you're around? Ask them to show you in a way that is suitable to you. So, okay, healing. Remember my healing book. You can't see it very well in this light because this book is so beautiful and shiny, but it is the it says on the front, remember me when you do pray, that hope doth lead me from day to day. And that was written by Anne Boleyn. So it's actually a prayer book of Anne Boleyn that I picked up at Hever Castle when I was in the UK last year. Or was it the year before? I've lost track of time. And listen, I played that song Happy at the beginning because I want everybody to literally be happy. Find the smallest thing at the moment that you can be happy about. And it doesn't matter whether it's the walk on the beach or the fact that your family's talking to you online, or whether it's the fact that you've got a beautiful prayer book which has got such history attached to it, or whether, like myself, I'm talking to you guys, which makes me super happy, or whether I can't, Lenny, if I hold it, see, it's because it's silver and shiny, so it doesn't work. So find the happiness in whatever it is, whether you bake a cake and it rises, or whether you bake a cake and it falls but you can still eat it, whether you knit something and it's wonderful, the photographs that you've got, whatever you can, find things to uplift you at the moment. We're all in the same boat. We can all help one another. That's what this for me is about. This is how it started, because I was in lockdown and I wanted to get myself through lockdown, which is what I did. And here I am still, because you keep wanting me to come back. But find that happiness in whatever you can. I found happiness the other day in making face masks. So I made about 5 face masks. They're all downstairs, so I can't show you. And walking on the beach and just feeling that beautiful breeze in my hair, or sitting in the garden in the sunshine, but being able to communicate with people. I'm going to go in, what's the word? Is it incognito? No. I'm just going to disappear, apart from whatever things I've got on for the rest of the week and the next 3 weeks of lockdown, because I need to get my head down to this writing, which is so, so important. And it's lovely that you've got comments coming up here that are helping you both. So Lisa said, Gillian, thank you. I'm really excited, but can't find the enthusiasm to start. Do you know, all I would say, Lisa, is message me and I'll encourage you all I can. Yeah, happiness, Caroline's just said, happiness is learning and watching. Oh, you and Jenny spreading the joy. And thank you for that, Carolyn, because, you know, for us, this is important. We both feel so extremely passionate about what we do. Yeah, find happiness in the smallest things. I know Bella's been working on a gift for her beautiful friend, Mrs. Holmes, whose birthday is coming up soon. So, you know, and Bella does the most amazing artwork. I often get things in the post that she sent me very unexpectedly. I'm looking up there because there's a gorgeous photograph, but I can't reach it. Anyway, let's do the healing. So we can all do the healing. We can all be part of that. We can all, let me just stop that there. We can all send our love and healing thoughts out to our world. We don't have to be somebody special, because we can all do this. It is really important. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dear me. I'm just loving all this connection. Okay, so we can all send the healing out. We all have that ability. We can all feel the energy of our own. We did this last week. We can all send that healing out to other people. And I want you to imagine that we're all connected. We're all healing, holding hands, that we are all part of the collective healing energy that is going out to our world, to every single person on our planet, every single animal on our planet, every single plant and growing thing on our planet. And then on top of that, our whole universe. Because if we can send that happiness and that healing and that love out to that whole universe, then the universal energy will be capturing it. And what happens when you put things out to the universe, it comes back at us tenfold. So please remember that. And I said in a talk that I did at church yesterday, we may only be a drop in the ocean. Okay. And you're thinking, my healing's not going to count. It doesn't matter. But you may only be the drop in the ocean. But each drop makes that ocean. So each one of us are important and each one of us counts. So let's send that energy out and let's put this beautiful music on. And I'm not going to sing because I won't be able to, but I want you to just send that energy out, send that beautiful power, that energy, whichever way you want to do it, whether it's color, whether it's you imagining your energy being pushed out in front of you. It doesn't matter. However you do it, know you put that intention out. Thank you, Bella. You put that intention out, and we are healing our world. These words are beautiful. It's worth reading them and paying attention to them. And you are all my brothers and sisters. We're all connected. We'll cry happy tears. We've just been talking about that. If we care enough for the living, make a little space. I can't sing. It's frustrating for me as a singer. Make it a better place. I'll turn it up a bit. And the entire human race. Send it out. Send that energy out. Happy tears. Heal the world. Make it a better place. For you and for me and the entire human race. We're all beautiful
care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me.
Now I'm going to stop it there because I'm frustrated because I can't sing. Love, love, love out to each one of you, but love, love, love out to our whole world. And all you have to do is send that love, love, love out to every single person yourselves. And then it's just like a knock-on effect, a ripple in the pond, the domino effect. We can do this. We can make this world a better place. So remember, my lovely guest next week is Barry Eaton, who's the author of these two beautiful books, Afterlife and No Goodbyes. He's a really special person. And then I will see you. I promise, Kat, you've really inspired me. So I'm going to get on with my writing, I promise. And Jenny, thank you, as always, for being part of my live. And we'll get a date for you to come back. We laughed and laughed and laughed the last time, so that was wonderful. Helen, thank you. She's my only relative who comes online. All the others think I'm the the devil incarnate or whatever, but anyway, that's their issue. Ali, thank you. Lisa, thank you. Wendy, thank you. I'm so glad your dad came through. That was just very special. And Gillian, yeah, Carolyn, thank you all so very, very much. Love and happy tears. I can imagine carrying your shedding happy tears. Okay, thank you, all of you. And I will see you. Love you, Kaz, too. I'll see you next week. Don't forget, there's church service on tomorrow with Brett. Next Sunday is Brisbane service. I will put all this information up, and then we've got various things coming up. I promise you I'll put them all out. But thank you all, and good night from me, good night from them, and so much love from all of them. Don't forget they're there. Bye.